What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video by TrunkFreshGreen34, and today, doing a little bit of a different video. I'm actually going to be taking a look at a fan-made 2023 poster that I made. So, for those who might not be aware, because I don't think I've ever talked about this on my channel before, but sometimes when I'm bored, I will actually design, or not design, but I will conceptualize my own mainline, what I would do for a mainline, and I would make a diecast poster out of it. In the past, I've made the posters from scratch. This year, though, I decided to take a bit of a different approach, and as you can see, I've kind of just used the 2022 poster as a base and just kind of threw everything on top of it. Um, and yeah, I thought I'd just kind of do this fun little video and walk you guys through um, everything I put on here and kind of go over the process and what I did to make this, because I want to kind of talk about just how difficult it is to make these, not even from scratch, because even keep in mind, I used it like a template here. You know, the design of the poster was done by Mattel's team. I just kind of threw a bunch of stuff on top of it, but even that was pretty difficult. But it could have been even harder. So making a poster, it's a bit of a difficult task. So I'm just gonna kind of walk you guys through it. So right off the bat, I do just want to point out again, this is a fan-made poster. This is not real. Don't go posting this claiming that it's real, because that did happen with the one I made last year. Not last year. I made one in 2021, but I said it was like, oh, fan-made 2022 poster, and then it got spread around to a bunch of people, and like a bunch of people thought it was real. I'm glad you thought my work was good enough to be real, but it's not. Um, and I tried to use, like, as you can see, this is the original font that Mattel used, and they're using on their on the road products. I tried to find a similar one. I think this is as close to it as I could get. It's not quite the same, but it's similar. I had to cover up the 2022, because it said like 2022 checklist or whatever, so I had to cover that up, which is why I did that. All right, so let's talk a bit about the singles lineup. So I sorted everything chronologically. So it goes Cars 1 into Cars 2 into Cars 3, and then for On the Road, it goes in order of the episodes. So as you'll see, Dino Park is the first episode, and then Salt Flats, etc. So, obviously, you gotta have the basic Radiator Springs stuff in there. Um, Radiator Springs McQueen hasn't been done in the main line in a while. I know it was in the Welcome to Radiator Springs series, but I thought that'd be a notable one. Sally, I specifically went with the upgraded version of Sally and Flo because I think those are the better versions. Another thing I should point out, by the way, is this when I design these, my challenge is to either only use things that already have stock photos, um, or if it's possible, can I make stock photos for them, like you'll see with some of these. Hydraulic intro remote. This is actually a factory custom or knockoff, whatever you want to call it. But the picture that they use in their listings is so good because it looks just like a stock photo. I threw it on here. I've used that one on previous posters just because I like it. I like it a lot. Lizzie, I went with the Precision series, the canceled Precision series Lizzie single. Um, so, because in 2018, Mattel was actually in the process of doing all the townies, um, giving them their Precision series molds in like the regular diecast line. They only did a couple like Sally and Flo, but I think in my line, I decided to upgrade Lizzie. Then I did some Cars 1 racers, Chick, Aiken Axler, Floyd Mulvihill. I didn't really know which racers I wanted to do, so I kind of just picked three at random. And then moving on, we get into crew chiefs. The canceled Fiber Fuel and Taco Mint crew chiefs. Andrew Buttes, that is the kind of, I think, the theory that people have. They think that that is his name because there was the Fiber Fuel Pity, which was called Megan Shifter, but there was a version that had Andrew Buttes on the name tag. So people think that that might have been the Fiber Fuel crew chief that was canceled. Vince Carr, that is a fan-made name I made. I just picked a Pixar employee and I carified their name. I don't remember what their actual name is. I'm sorry. Jamie Grab. This is a Revengo crew chief mock-up image. This was done by EpicGreenThunder, so I did not do all of these mock-ups myself. EpicGreenThunder and Sensei Luminous contributed to this, and I'll point out their mock-ups as we go. I really like it. Definitely wish Mattel did a Revengo crew chief. And some of the names, like Jamie Grab and Martin Carlates, for example, those were done by EpicGreenThunder as well. So then we move into some race fans. Martin, this is what the early Timothy two-stroke looked like way back in 2008 or 9. They had a picture of Timothy in like the collector's guide, but it looked like this. It looked nothing like him. But this character was canceled. So I decided to make a mock-up of it using pieces from Timothy two-stroke and then Christina Wieland as a base. Canceled Christina Garcia. Lauren Fast, this is a mock-up I made a couple years ago now of the blue race fan that uses Derek Williams as a repaint. One of my favorite mock-ups that I've done. Sensei Luminous did help out with that one as well. And yeah, I think it's just a really fun car and a very easy one that they could do because Mattel now has the Derek Williams mold. They've of course done Darla's hat. They could totally make it. Customizer could probably even do it too. All right, Bernie Banks, obviously canceled 2010 Reporter. One thing I do want to point out is that several of these stock images on here, such as Bernie and like these two race fans, Alexandre and Oscar, the only pictures of them online that exist have watermarks on them from Take 5 a Day. For those who don't know, Take 5 a Day was a site back in, well, not back in, they're still around, but way back in the day, they did actually get like exclusive reveals from Mattel, and they'd have stock photos you couldn't get anywhere else, but they would watermark them. So what I did is I had to remove the watermark and then try and reconstruct the image by basically cropping out other parts of the car and then using them to fill in the holes. When you zoom out, you can't really tell that Bernie is distorted. It looks like a very clean job, I think so. But then, of course, you zoom in, and as we wait for it to load in, yeah, you can see it's not great. It looks okay. It's not that good. um, JPEG, a random rusty car. I threw that in here because last year, Mattel released pretty much all of them except like Jay Schuster and JPEG, and JPEG is the last one I need. So, in my hypothetical mainline, I'd release JPEG. Then we get into McQueen with travel wheels and in-flight mater. McQueen with travel wheels and party wheels are such obscure variants that they've never re-released. I'd love to see them do that down the road. Um, Hopefully they consider revisiting them. And in-flight mater, of course, was a canceled car from 2012. World Grand Prix stuff. Again, I just picked like 3 racers. You gotta have Francesco in there. I really like Carla, and since I knew I was doing Lewis's pity, I threw in regular Lewis. Then we got Shu and Miguel with Flames, uncanceling those guys. Uncanceling the Lewis Hamilton pity, who I have named Zon Tire. That is a reference slash in joke to a Disney animated series. I have carified the name of one of the characters from that series. I'm not going to tell you what series it is. I'm going to kind of invite you to guess in the comments below. I think that'll be a little fun challenge. Masaki Miyata, this is a background character from the Tokyo scenes in Cars 2. Mock-up was done by EpicGreenThunder, did a very great job. Some more race fan slash background cars. Again, the Alexander and Oscar cars, named by EpicGreenThunder. I had to recreate these stock images after I removed the watermark. I had to like Photoshop parts onto them. I think Alexander turned out the best because like I'm pretty zoomed in right now and you can't tell that much that it's distorted, whereas like Bernie you can clearly see. Continuing on with Cars 2, I went pretty hard with Cars 2 love here. We have some more previously canceled cars. All of these are canceled. This entire row of 6, starting with Stan. We have the Miko race fan. Then we get into reporters. that they canceled. These two were canceled in 2017. These two, Finn and Marco, were canceled in 2015. Very, very nice. And then over here we have Finn McMissile with weapons. This is actually I don't know if this stock photo is for the lights and sounds Finn or if it's for like the quick changers Finn. I know Mattel did a version of Finn like this in another line, and I just took the stock photo from that, flipped it around, and passing it off as like a theoretical stock photo for like a Mattel 155 metal release if they did that. More 2017 canceled cars. J. Kirby with Weapon, and Funny Face Mater and the Palace Gargoyle. And then I believe we finally move into Cars 3. Yeah. So we have the Fabled Sequoia, the Legend Sequoia mock-up done by Sensei Luminous. Very, very nice. Kristoff, because I really want them to re-release Kristoff and Sadeep, and I didn't put Sadeep on here because I had something different in mind for Sadeep, which you'll see later. But Kristoff, please Mattel, release Kristoff. Okay, so then we get into Sigilert, Pushover, and Pileup, the three Thunder Hollow cars that I did in the singles line here, and I actually chose to give them accessories, but these are very specific accessories. For those who are unaware, in 2017, Mattel came out with obviously their rubber tire demo derby line, where they came out with several Thunder Hollow cars. Most of them were new. Actually, all of them were new except for one, and they all, in addition to being like new cars with rubber tires, they also had accessories. Then in 2018, they attempted to continue the line with a re-release of McQueen with like a different accessory, and then they did Jimbo and Fishtail. So they were no longer doing new cars in the series. As a result, the stuff, it peg-warmed pretty hard. I don't even think they made it to the United States. They just peg-warmed here in Canada for like a year. But Mattel canceled a bunch of them. They were planning on doing a bunch more in 2018, including these three with rubber tires and with these respective accessories. They were also planning on doing Run, with I think like a stack of tires or something. I'm not sure. But these are the three that have photos. Pushover and Pileup, the accessories did get released elsewhere. So the only thing that you lost was like them with rubber tires, which I don't think anyone cares about. Sigilert was the bigger one because not only did he have rubber tires, he also had this billboard which was exclusive to that pack, but it got canceled, so it didn't come out. What I'm trying to say here is that I thought it'd be fun to actually give the Thunder Hollow cars accessories in the main line, which is what they kind of did in 2022 with Cruz as Francis Beltline with the Fire Barrel. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to continue that here. Then I decided to re-release the three Legends, the regular versions. I don't know why Mattel has not done this. I think it's really, really goofy. Um, they like keep doing Heyday River Scott, and then they'll sometimes do Heyday Junior Moon. They haven't even re-released Heyday Louise Nash, let alone the regular one. Yeah, the regular Legends are overdue for a release. And then continuing on, this is kind of like a general Thomasville / Cotterpin theme. I did Storm Decal Cruise and Emily Engine, uncanceling those. Moving on, Chris Revstopski with the upgraded mold and with the checkered flag, which they did not do. They did Chris on like the inaccurate mold with the checkered flag, but not the accurate mold. So there's that. On Next Gens, I had no idea which Next Gens to release because they've pretty much re-released all the notable ones now. So I just picked two that I thought would be kind of cool for singles. Steve Slick LePage is one of the few that hasn't made the jump to like the singles line or 2-pack line. He was in a couple multi-packs, but nothing else. And Bubba, he did just get re-released in a 5-pack last year, but that's about it again. So gave him a nice single re-release. I uncanceled the 3 racing tractors from 2019 that didn't make it out. Combustor, No Stall, and Tank Coat. Why Mattel didn't release these in 2021 instead of the other tractors they did, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. And that's it for the 3 movies for singles. Now we get into On the Road, which is where things got a bit harder because trying to do new releases from these is going to be impossible because there's so many new molds and trying to make mock-ups for them would be difficult. First up, we have Cave McQueen. This was done using the stock photo on the back of, I think it's on the back of the color changer or on the back of the playset, I can't remember. Here we have Sarah Cogs with a tool cart. I just took a Dynaco tool cart, removed the logo, and recolored it, giving Sarah a little single release and an incentive to get it if you want that like exclusive tool cart. Revo Koss, give her a little Salt Flats racer to interact with. Then I did Griswold because I also have Margaret Motorist. This is pretty much the only new on-the-road character I have on here. This mockup was done by EpicGreenThunder. He did a phenomenal job. Probably the best looking mockup on here. Yeah, I don't know how he did this. It's incredible. Very, very awesome. So you got two of the cryptid, whatever, however you say it, cryptid hunters in my line. I gave a single release to the Circus Pity. I named her Bonbright because there is a Pixar employee with the last name of Bonbright. I thought it was a cool name. I didn't know how to carify it, so I just didn't. I thought the last name alone could have just been like perfect for a clown's. Um, no offense to that person, I just think it does kind of work. Bonbright, the Clown Pity. And then, of course, I did K Pillar Derev just because I needed another clown in there. Rumbler McQueen, this is the color changer that I just recolored to be red. So again, it kind of gives the illusion that I have more new releases on here when I kind of don't. Um, and then I kind of get into some expanded universe stuff. So we have Metallic the King. This would be a fixed eyes version. They only ever did him as a lenticular, so I would be uncanceling the fixed eyes one. Metallic Rip Klutchgonski, that was only done as a promo. And Metallic Sheldon Shifter. This is just how the normal Sheldon stock photo looks like. Mattel just for whatever reason made it metallic. I didn't edit this at all. It just looks metallic, so I just call it a metallic version. Then we get into some silver cars. Um, Silver Ryan Shields and Parker Breakston, done by Sensei Luminous. A Silver Francesco re-release. And Silver Jackson re-release as well. Silver Noah Gocek, also done by Sensei Luminous. And a Silver Road Trip McQueen, which is just the color changer. The color changers can kind of inflate the amount of new releases on my poster because I just adjust them slightly and then use their stock photos and pass them off as new cars. So that works. Continuing on with Christmas cars in the main line from 2021 and 2022. Snowplow Lightning and Snow Day Sally. And then Easter cars, I did the 3 original Easter Townie releases from 2017. And I also thought it'd be kind of cool to do concept art cars. So EpicGreenThunder did a Louise Nash mock-up based on how she looks in concept art. And I did the Fabulous McQueen um, concept art version because they were planning on doing Fabulous McQueen with Dynaco logos, and there's, as you can see, several stock photos that exist of that, but they obviously changed it. All right, it is time for 2-packs. I really wanted to give 2-packs some love, so continuing on with the Rusty car trend to match Japheth, I re-released McQueen with the Rust-eze can, along with Jonathan Wrenchworks. This one is definitely one that I would love to see actually done by Mattel. A Race Damage Mood Springs re-release with Race Tow Truck Tom with working tow hook. This little demonstration circle up here is an AliExpress photo of Tow Truck Tom that I cropped. And then to make the working hook, which you can see there, I'll zoom in a little bit, maybe. Yeah, there we go. To make the working hook, I cropped Mater's working tow hook off and mirrored the image and recolored it to be yellow. So I thought that would be a really fun 2-pack combination. Claude Scruggs and Billy Oil Changer, kind of harkening back to that iconic scene in the first movie. Minnie and Van. This is specifically the van with the variant expression, or Cars 2 van. That was canceled, so I would be uncanceling that here as well. Luigi and Tractor with Tire and Mouth. I thought that was kind of just a fun little pairing that they could do now that they've done Tractor with Tire. Radiator Springs, Mia and Tia. This is them without the waitress gear, basically. And they actually do appear like this briefly in the end credits of Cars. And then, continuing on, we have Finn and Holly getting regular Finn back in there for the first time in years. Body Shop Ramon and Tubbs Pacer with paint spray. Another fun little combination. Track Damage Cruise and Champion Jackson Storm. This is an actual Champion Storm. You can kind of see the gold logo right there. It's hard to tell, but it's there. Because the color changer has it, so I just used the color changer stock photo. Color changers are perfect for these kinds of posters sometimes. Jay and Sadeep with VR headset, so I did a Sadeep with VR headset mockup. Um, Again, a very easy one that they could do, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see this get released officially soon. My only on the road 2-pack is Greebles the Clown with Road Trip McQueen with a clown nose. Um, Trying to get as many on the road new releases in there as I can, like Margaret, Rumbler McQueen, Clown McQueen. But it's hard because, again, on the road has a lot of like intricately designed characters and such. And then deluxes. So there seemingly aren't any deluxes this year, so I took it upon myself to change that, and I did a full deluxe mock-up. I went a little bit overboard with deluxes, starting off with red with this like different expression that I think was canceled. The TS2 truck that was canceled, I threw in there. Um, Jerry, the semi-cab Jerry hasn't been out for a while. Uncanceling two Piston Cup semi-cabs for N2O Cola and not Leakless, Gasprin. The N2O Cola mock-up was done using a Dale Ruffalo stock photo that I recolored and put the images on, the N2O Cola image on. Um, the white RTV reporter and Clayton Gentlebreeze canceled in 2017. I think Clayton was also canceled in 2010. Um, trying to trying to get as many of those 2017 canceled cars in here as I can. Outback Miles Axelrod, another canceled one from 2016, so similar time period. Mattel's been showing Miles Axelrod a lot of love lately, so maybe this could actually get uncanceled someday. I think it's possible. Continuing on, Cars 2, I did the Queen with Ariel. I don't think this is ever going to get uncanceled, but I think, you know, in my fantasy mainline, I would do it. Um, and then we've got some like basic Cars 3 Deluxes here that they pretty much have done every year. Smokey with headset and pit stand. I really like the pit stand. I'm really sad this was canceled. It was one of my most anticipated releases in 2019, so I'm very upset about that. Tiny Lugsworth and Stu Scattershields finally theoretically coming back. If I was in charge, um, because they have not been out since 2017, and Stu was only available in Europe for some reason. Don't know why. So we need to get these guys back on the pegs. Mater with Bolt Hat. I thought that'd just kind of be a fun one since that's only ever been in a multi-pack. Scott Tiller, only available at Toys R Us, getting him more widely available. And then my two on the road deluxes, I did the Circus Plane named Peter Tyrias. I did that as a standalone deluxe because I thought that'd be cool. And Singing Mater, which is just. It's supposed to be Mater when he's singing in the Trucks episode, but what I did is I just took the expression from the 9551 hat Mater and just got rid of the hat. That's all that is. And that is my entire line. A few other things I did. If you remember in the original poster, this little box area where Scott, Peter, and Mater are originally had like the legend, and it told you like, okay, this color means it's from Cars 1, this color means it's from Cars 2, etc. I put white space over it and adjusted the shape of the box so that I had more space to do more deluxes. I removed the Take 5 a Day watermarks, of course, because those were in the way, and I don't think anybody wanted to see those on this. I didn't want them on my mockup. And then, of course, I added a line, little extra line at the bottom here, just saying this poster is a fan concept poster. It's not real. Made by me, Trunkfish Green 34, with help of Epic Green Thunder and Sensei Luminous. And yeah, that is it. Oh, that is too small. Um, Playing with the size here. We'll just do that so you can get an entire look at the singles. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for sitting through this. I thought it'd just be fun to talk about a custom mainline. I think this is definitely the best mockup I've ever done, partially because I was just using a template this time. I wasn't making the poster from scratch, so it kind of eliminated a lot of um, weird inconsistencies. So now it looks a lot more official. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. And again, thank you to EpicGreenThunder and Sensei Luminous who contributed to this with names and mockups and all that. It was um, really, really helpful. And yeah, let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on my custom mainline? What would your custom mainline look like if you worked at Mattel? And what's your favorite color on here? I don't even know how I would choose. There's so many that I love on here and would love to see released for real. Some of these Cars 2 race fans, the Cars 2 reporters, the 3 tractors, all of that I think would just be amazing. And then, of course, for 2 packs and Deluxe, would love to see that Race Damage Mood Springs 2 pack and the Jay and Sadeep with headsets pack. And then pretty much all of these Deluxes I think would be fantastic. Just Mattel, do something with Deluxes. Please. Um, but yeah, that is pretty much it for my little talk through of my mock-up. I know this was a bit of a long video, so again, thank you for staying to the end. Let me know in the comments what your main line would look like, what your favorite car would be, and that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.